or within like 14 minutes. Okay, 410
Oh,
Docker volume. This thing.
oh, no
Okay.
issues.
So let's see. I'll share my screen. Hmm. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can see your screen.
Hmm. Okay. So what I'm saying. So only these two plus these things remain. Complete example. Okay. So only
Right.
this thing remain. Let's see if we can complete it today.
No
Okay.
issues. No issues. That we are not in hurry, so that's okay.
Because I don't want to come back again to Docker. Okay. Because once we
Yes,
complete
yes.
it, once all the consider clear, okay, then we can focus on other part. Okay. So suppose we are now working on Jenkins and again some Docker coming, so it will be again difficult. Again we have to move back to Docker, and we are
Correct, correct,
then it will be difficult to teach. No?
correct, correct.
Uh, But you got the understanding about Docker, right? Now, now you can
Right.
create Docker images for
I'm now very
everything. You
much
can push it.
confident about the Docker nowadays.
Okay, okay, good,
I
good.
can easily work now. I
Okay,
just want
good.
to know, do we have to troubleshoot as well the Docker problems, or it will that resolve automatically? Because might be whatever issue we usually face in the Docker.
Yeah, yeah. So issue will face like suppose the Docker image is huge. Okay, sometimes Docker image will be huge. Sometimes like mainly Docker building will not work. Okay, so you have
Okay.
to debug it. At what step it is not working? Okay, how it is not working? Why it is not working? So, like last time also we faced this problem. Like while downloading the kubectl on the Windows, it was not downloading. It was taking a lot of time. Okay, so
Correct.
similarly kind of issue we have to debug.
Okay, okay.
Mainly it is used for the Docker building the image. Okay, not we will not get so much issues. Once we create the Docker file, we will not see it again. That's it. It will be in our repository. Only once some developer, okay, they will ask, they need some extra package inside a container, then only will update it.
Correct.
But only thing we have to understand how to build the image. Okay, how to build it, how to push it, or what are the commands used, and what is the port, how it is exposed. Well, I think you already got the idea.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Also, one more thing today, I will show you how to save the image. Okay, into tar file and how to copy it to other location. Okay. So that thing also I will show you. So that is the only thing are remaining. I think everything else we have covered. Yeah. So let's today. Should we start with the volume and port, or should we start with this multi-state Docker file?
It's up to you. So whatever, if you think that the first we have to know about the volume and port,
No,
then
no,
better.
no.
So it's up to
Okay,
you. It's up to you.
okay. So no, no. Then I think we will go with the multi-state Docker file. So mainly now people are going with multi-state Docker file. So what is meant by multi-state Docker file? So here you can see that we can see there are two from commands. Okay, right. Here you
I'm
can
not
see that there are.
I'm not able to see your screen. Might
Um,
be
let
it's just
let
stuck.
me share it again. Share invite. Okay. I was sharing only one window. I guess that's most of the problem. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, yes, I can see now.
Yeah. Okay. So here you can see that there are two from instruction in the Docker file. Okay, in the single Docker file. Okay. So this is called multi-stage Docker file. So this one is the one stage. Okay, and the next thing is second stage. Okay. So why it is used? So there are some advantage of using this thing. I guess in some reading maybe I have mentioned it. I guess maybe here. Yeah. Right. Okay. Multi-stage Docker build example. Okay. I don't know, but I stored some readme. I think it is not here. Okay, skip it. Okay, I think, yeah, I will show you what is use of multi-stage Docker file. So mainly we use the multi-stage Docker file. So reduce the package size. That is one advantage. Okay. Also, it will be more secure because it will have less number of packages. So why we need a multi-stage Docker file? Suppose you have like Java projects. Okay, so in Java projects, once we build a if jar or artifact, we don't need any OpenJDK like Java development kit. We only need Java or JRE on that machine. Okay, so why to have these extra packages like OpenJDK OpenJDK or any other package which is only required to build a page, not to run the image. Okay, so what you can do in one step, we can just only build the package, and in the second stage, we can only use that artifact which is required to run our application. Okay, so it will help us to reduce the image size. Okay, and also it will secure the image because we will have only few number of packages which are only required by the particular application for running. Okay. Did you got what I'm saying? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So what is use of multi-stage Docker file? Can
So,
you explain?
like first it will just installing the JSON, what is required. Now it is also installing whatever the other packet is also required to run the Docker, right?
No. I will explain. So suppose you have some Java application.
Correct.
Okay. Now, so do you know what is the artifact of the Java application? Which thing we will require to run the Java application?
Runtime Java.
Yeah, JRE, which is called
Yeah,
JRE, Java Runtime Environment.
right.
Okay, runtime environment. But to compile up or to build a Java artifact, what we need, we require OpenJDK also. Okay. Okay. So these two are different thing. Okay. OpenJDK and JRE are different thing. Okay. So suppose you now created a jar file, which is the artifact of the Java application. Now suppose you want to run this application. Okay, so you don't need OpenJDK. Okay, so it is only Java development kit. Okay, it is only required for building a artifact. It is not required for develop or running this jar file. Okay, we only require JRE. So in that case, what we can do in one stage we only build a jar file. Okay, so in one stage we will just create like app.jar. And in the second stage, what we will do, we will have new image, a new base image, like suppose from Alpine. It is a base image which doesn't contain anything. And in the next stage, what we can do, we can copy this app.jar from the first stage inside this second stage. Okay, and then we can run our application. Okay, so it will only have Alpine and this app.jar plus, if you want, we can also insert apk Java JRE. That's it. It only contains only JRE, which is required to run our application, not to build our application. Are you getting?
Yes, but I have a doubt. So why we are using two images in the single container? We are using two images.
No. So it is only the build time thing. It is not a runtime thing. Okay. So if you look here, so in this stage, this is the first stage, and it will be, so once we move past to this stage, we will be uh, move toward this stage. Okay, so all the things will be done in this stage now. It will not be part of this last image. They will be gone. Okay, So this thing will be our base image, and this part will be over. And suppose if you want something which is created by this particular image, then we can use that thing using this thing from builder. So here you can see we have given this image as a name as a builder. So whatever produced by this particular stage, we can copy it from that particular image and then copy inside our current stage, current thing. Okay, so I will show you the practical. So this thing is quite complicated. Okay, now I will see Docker image. Let me remove all the images. I forgot the command means how to delete all the images. My 9 Okay. Now currently you can see we only have like 3 images. Now we are going to build a new image. Docker build. I think file name will be node app. Okay. So now observe this thing. So here you can see that here what is it is saying stage 1 of 5. So this is the stage 1 from. So this is our base image for our first package. It is going to take some time to build the image. So do you have any knowledge of like npm build? Have you run the npm build command anytime in your past projects?
No.
Okay, so mainly for DevOps people, we need to understand the package managers of the different application. Like suppose for Python, we have pip3.
Right.
Yeah, so we can use pip3 to download and install the packages, third-party packages provided on PY repository. And for the Node projects or JavaScript projects, we have npm. Okay, npm. So using npm install, it will download the packages. And if you do npm run build, it will create the final artifact. And similar to like Java, we have Maven or Gradle. Same thing for the Maven. So I think the command is Maven build produces the artifact and Gradle build. Python. And for Python, we don't need to any other package manager, and also it is not a compiled language. It is not a compiled language, right? So we can directly run the program without creating any binaries. What else? Python, Node, Java, and React is same here also. So these things are similar. So mostly you will be working on this kind of project. And also we have like Go For Go, I don't think so. There is any separate package manager. We have to use command go mod or something, go mod install thing. But it will also create a binary similar to Java. This thing. Only Python is a compile time language. Okay. Okay. Now here you can see that stage one by one. So it is the stage one. It is running. And here you can see the for a builder 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 6 by 6, 7 by 7. Okay, now if I do Docker image ls, you can see our app got created, right? Now its size is 124 MB. If I run it, it will run. Okay, so it is listening on 3000 port. We cannot run it because we haven't exposed it. I will see this after some time. Okay, but did you got the purpose of the multi-stage Docker file?
Yes.
So can you please search some example on the internet and tomorrow you can create some sample multi-stage Docker file.
Okay.
So here you can see that if you don't give any name now, suppose I don't give any name, so then by default it will be 0. Okay, so then we have to here use 0.
Okay.
We have build it. So I think I don't see it. Yeah, I missed this. Yeah, here you can see that we are getting error from builder. Why? Because here
we have 0.
yeah, because no, we haven't given anything. The 0 is by default. The stage name will be start from 0. So here we have to provide 0. So it is. Here you can see it is working fine. Yes, it will. So it is working fine. So you can give any name, whatever you want. If you don't provide any name, you can use the from is equal to 0. And you can copy any artifact from this particular stage. Okay. Do you have any doubt in this?
No, as of now.
Okay. I guess then that is okay. Then I think this was the major thing which I wanted to cover today. I thought you had some doubt, but I think you understood very well. So no issues. Now we'll cover the Docker ignore thing. Okay. So do you have any idea about git ignore? What is the use of git ignore?
No.
No, git ignore. So suppose you commit some files. Okay, so if you do like git add dot. Okay, so it will add everything from your current repository, every file, whatever you have, it will be added. Okay, but suppose you want to skip some files. Suppose you have some files which are in which contain some secret information. Okay, or some local test files which you don't want to commit. Okay, so for that, what you can do, you can create a file named git ignore, and you can specify the path of that particular files which you don't want to commit. Same thing for Docker file. Suppose you do copy dot. It means it will copy everything from the current context to your build context or your Docker image. Okay, but you don't want to copy particular files. Like suppose you are now currently in the Git repository. And if you do ls-a, so if you do ls-a, here you can see that there is a folder called .git. There is a folder called images. There is a file called readme.md. But I don't think so there is a use of these particular files while building or running your application. So why to copy these things? Because it will increase the size of your image. Okay, so to prevent that, what you can do, you can create Docker ignore file. And whatever you are mentioning in this particular file, it will not be copy when you do copy dot dot. Okay, so these will be ignored during copy process. Okay, these particular files or folders. Okay, clear?
Clear.
Yeah, good. Now, next thing is Docker image ls. Suppose you want to, so here you can see that there are two images which don't have any tag or any name. Okay, so suppose you want to clean it. How you can clean it? You can use the image prune command. -f for us. This why they are not putting. I think they are referenced somewhere. If you do Docker rm, maybe yeah. So because they are used by some containers. So now Docker it will be deleted. Now suppose there is some task like you want to copy your images to certain servers. Okay, that server don't access your ECR thing, and you want to give the ECR access only Docker access to that particular server, but you want to copy your images to that particular server. How you can do it? Media.
Yes, yes.
No, I'm asking this. Do you have any idea how to copy it?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. You want to copy now?
Yes, you want to copy your image. Suppose this is my image. Okay.
We can use cp command, right? Docker cp.
No, but Docker CP is used to copy files from your host machine to your Docker images or vice versa. But I
Right.
want to copy this whole images from one server to another server. Okay. How you can do it?
I think I have no idea. Maybe if in Linux we can use rsync command, but here I don't know which command we need to use.
Right. Yeah. Because this is a Docker thing and it is not stored somewhere. Like you don't
Right.
know. Means it is stored somewhere, but it is difficult to copy this thing. Okay, because you don't know what is the exact location. Right.
Right.
One thing you can use is you can push it to Docker Hub and then you can pull it to another server. But as I said, it is prohibited. Currently, we don't want to use anything like Docker Hub or ECR because it requires internet. Okay. Then what you can do, you can use the Docker save command. So let me come outside there. Let me create some directory. Testing. I'm currently inside testing directory. Now, if you do ls, I don't see anything here. Okay, it is completely blank. Now, suppose this is your image. Like, let me create some image. I'll open example. Let me create a simple image. So I will create an image. Okay. Now, if you do Docker image ls, I have created this image and I want to copy this image to particular some server, okay, some other server. How you can do it? Using docker save command. So use this command. So I have added the trading somewhere. Build. Yeah, here I have added it. So you can use this command docker save and the tar name and the image name. Okay, so use docker save -o. Suppose I want to store it with some other name like glz.gz, tgz, and then I want to move this image. Okay, so if you do ls, you can see we have this new tar folder, okay, created inside this particular folder. Okay, now suppose I do docker image, I'm reviewing this thing, I'm reviewing this image from my machine. Okay, now you can see it is being removed. Okay, it has been removed. Then, and currently suppose I have this particular tar, I have copied this tar from some another server. Suppose I want to see the image or convert this tar to image. How you can do it? Using load command. Docker load this thing. So here you can see that loaded image, my image one. Docker image ls. Here you can see that image got again created, right? So you got it now. How you can
Yes.
transfer one image to another machine?
Yes, I got it. But they should be in the same cluster, right?
No, it is not dependent upon the cluster. So it is same like your any other folder. Like suppose you want to give your suppose you have some friend who wants a movie from you, and you have that thing on your laptop, okay, and you want to give it to him. How you can do it? You can just copy it into pen drive and will move the pen drive to that friend machine, okay, and then he will copy it from there. Same thing like that here. So we are going to convert this image into tar file, and we are going to give it to your friend or means your server. Okay, you can move it to any server which has a docker installed. Okay, and from there we can just load it. Got it now?
Got it.
Yeah. So for the docker, it is cluster is not related anything. So docker is a single binary. It doesn't need any cluster. If you went toward a docker compose or docker swarm, so in that case docker cluster is needed. Okay, so we are not going to use the docker swarm anywhere. Okay, so all the basics are covered. Only things are remaining are the docker port and docker volume. So let's move to the docker port. So it is a like 10-minute thing. Read.mb. Okay. Okay, so what do you understand by this docker port thing? Any idea? Any knowledge from your side?
Maybe Docker. See, we use a port to run any applications and something like that. Like if we want to use Apache, so we have to open a port called port 80, right? And port 443. So I think the port is something that we just need to give the port, like on which port that current Docker will run, and as per the application, correct? Like we want to run any application on the port number 8080, correct? Apart from
Right.
correct?
Right. Yes. Not Docker will run. You can say that how on which port your application will run. Okay, so Docker
Right.
is running on some other port.
Right.
Okay, so our application will run on particular port. Like suppose now we have Nginx thing. Okay, by default Nginx will be running on which port? 80, right?
Right.
Yeah. Now suppose you want to run this engine. You have the Nginx image and you want to run the Nginx on your machine. Okay, and you want to access it. So by default, it will be running on, I think, 80 or 8080 port. Okay, so let's run it. First, let's run it using without giving any port, without giving any port. Okay, Nginx. So here you can see it is running, right? It is running. Okay, we haven't provided any port. Now let's do Docker PS. Here you can see that our Nginx application or image is running, but we don't see it. We are only seeing 80 port. Okay, so this 80 port means it is a container port. It is not our host port. So if you do curl localhost 80, what you are getting? You are getting failed to connect to localhost port 80 because this thing is open for Docker container inside a Docker container. It is not related to your host. Okay, so it is isolated process. So Docker container is an isolated process from your host. Now suppose if you want to access this thing, how you are going to do it? You can use the Docker port uh, uh, hyphen p flag. Now let's observe this thing. Earlier we were running the docker run command without any argument. Now this time what you are going to do, you are going to provide hyphen p flag, then any port which is available on your host, like suppose 30401, and whatever the port exposed by your particular application. Okay, so I guess Nginx by default opens on 8080 port. Let's see. I guess it will fail. It will. Suppose now, if you again do Docker PS, okay. Now if you do curl localhost 80, still you are getting the fail to connect port. Why?
Might be we have not. I think we have to. Might be the service is not running.
No, right. Means the we have used this command to expose the port. Okay, but here we have used this port 30401.
Right.
Okay, but we were trying this thing 1888. So if we try this, still we will get, this time we are getting different kind of error. Connection reset by peer. Okay, so because we are using 8080 port, but I guess Nginx uses 80 port to serve your application. 8080 is meant for some different thing. So let's close this or stop this container, delete that container. Now this time we'll use the 80 port. So this 80 things, 80 means it is a port of the container, and this thing, it 30401 means it is a port of your host machine. Okay, I am running this thing. Okay, now it is running. Now this time do curl localhost 301. So you are getting the output, right?
Right.
Yes. You can also do Docker PS. So here you can see that 000 means anyone from world can access this thing on which port 30401. Okay, and of which port of the container 80. Okay, got it now?
Got it.
Yeah. Now let's see. Suppose if you don't want to give any port thing, okay. Here you can see that we have used hyphen small p flag. Now if you use the hyphen p flag, na, capital P, let's see the observe the difference. Running this thing. Now if I do Docker PS, what do you see? What is the difference? What are you observing?
It is saying like the port number TCP 3272.
Right. Yeah.
768.
So it is taking any random port.
Right.
So it is available on this port. Suppose now next time we are running the same command.
Right.
So what do you think? What it will do? What do you think? What will be the output? What will be the process? What will be the port? Any guess? So here you can see that it is different port from the earlier one. Earlier it was exposed on the 32768. So if you use -p flag, it will expose your application on any available port. Okay, so this thing was available. So this time it is exposing a different port. If you want to expose on particular port, you can use this -p, small p, and the host port and the container port thing. And if you don't want to give with hard code any port, you can just use capital P flag. Okay, you're getting that?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Now there's one more command called docker port, and you can give the its container ID 0085. So from here also you can get that mapping from container to your host. So this is the for IPv6. This is for IPv4. Okay, so I guess you are clear with the Docker post thing, right?
Right.
Yeah. So major thing is over. I think this thing is over. Now let's move toward the Docker volume. So it is going to take some time. It will take like 20 to 30 minutes. So do you want to cover it today or should we do it tomorrow?
We will do tomorrow, so that would be better
Okay.
because I need to do this practice.
Okay.
I think
So
tomorrow
you
is
got,
the last.
yes, right. It will be last. We'll show you about the. We'll tell you about the Docker volume. Okay. And if you have any doubt, we can resolve like tomorrow as well, day after tomorrow. We can resolve for your doubts or any practical.
Sure.
If you want to do
Correct.
any practice, you can do it.
Yes. Tomorrow I have a holiday as well, so I will do a lots of practice, and whatever doubt I have, I will ask you tomorrow.
Okay. And after Docker, what should we start? We should start with the Jenkins, right?
Yeah, Jenkins and Git. I think Git I am about, but only the things. I think Git Jenkins would be
Okay.
Jenkins would be
Okay.
fine.
Okay. What about Git? What you want to learn about Git? Specifically in this specific thing?
Like what is I know idea how to create, like how to create class, why we create a class, because I know how to post, like you have created one document, right? And you have also created some link. If I'm clicking that opening, so how to create that thing, so little bit means some advanced thing. If you can tell me how the in project this things is work, something like that.
Okay.
Access one kind of thing, how to give access, say these things. If because as a table, so I need to create if I'm creating any branch, okay, if I want to allow it that branch to the multiple user or something, so how to do it. So little bit things that I want to know about.
Okay. These things I guess I can show you to you. This thing, but maybe you will not have access to this particular thing. Maybe you are, suppose if you are working in service company now, then other people who are the main of your company, they will create users and other things. But I guess you have access to give the particular access to particular purpose. Okay, that thing I will
If
show you.
I just want to understand how to automate the things, like if I'm running any I'm creating any Ansible file, correct? The playbook, okay, I need to post how to automate the thing, how to it will get deployed. So this type of thing only Jenkins.
Okay, that thing will become into Jenkins. Okay, so you don't have to
Okay,
about
fine.
that.
So we will do a
Yes,
Jenkins. That would be great if we will do a
yeah,
Jenkins.
right. Okay. So I guess should, tomorrow we'll do it. We review this thing. Should we start from Friday or Saturday on the Jenkins part?
Tomorrow, what we will do? Tomorrow we will Docker, right?
Yes, right. We will do Docker. And think this thing will be resolved for your practice and any doubt if you have.
Correct. So we can start from Saturday, no issues.
Or Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, Friday would be fine, because I think 2 days is enough for the practice. I will do it.
Yes, right. Yeah. And just make sure if you have any doubt, you can search on the internet also. If you're getting any doubt, you can also ask me.
Sure.
That thing, okay, no problem. So once you clear this thing, then we can move forward like automation, how to create this build those
Sure,
stuff. Okay,
sure.
just revise everything. From tomorrow we can start revising, and we can have doubt session on this Thursday. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Happy Holi.
Yeah, happy Holi. Okay.